one, and it's recording now. So, Jacob, thanks for being on here. We have Jacob from Only Options Trades. How you
Yeah,
doing?
definitely. Appreciate you having me today. Thanks for taking the time here.
Of course, of course. So, Only Option Trades, pretty big, pretty large Discord trading community. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's grown, quite massively ever since, it kind of got started back a little bit before COVID and stuff, but it's really taken it off in the last couple of years here. So really excited about that. A lot of new things we've added to the Discord, some new analysts and team members that we brought on, and so, we're just trying to improve it and grow it and make the best experience for our members here.
Yep, yep. So, just for the viewers' sake here, I say it. I said it on the last two ones. I'll probably say it on every show going forward. But
Hmm.
me glance down. I have a list of questions for Jacob. He does not know what the questions are. We like to keep it unscripted, uncut. So I'm just going to dive right into it. But Jacob, if you don't mind, start. How'd you get into trading, and when did you get into trading?
Yeah, it was actually so I got in, I was always kind of doing some, small investing and paying attention to the markets a little bit before COVID, but it was mainly during that initial COVID crash back in that was early spring of 2020. I really started getting into, options trading and trying to learn that. It was funny actually because, a lot of people getting laid off of work. I was a bartender at the time, and so when everything shut down, I was like, I got to find a way to make some extra money here and pay rent. So there wasn't much to do as is. We were kind of confined to our home. So I just hopped on YouTube and, Stock Twits and some of those other websites and just started digging and kind of learning more about options and playing around with it. A lot of trial and error, in that time. And then I came across Discord, and that's where I joined Only Options as a member initially, learned a bunch from there. So, and then, kind of worked my way up. They brought me onto the team. And so I've been with them probably coming up on about 3.5 years now. So about 3 years in spring is when I kind of joined onto them. But so I've been doing, options trading and trading, kind of more serious now for about 3 full years.
Nice, nice. So
Yeah.
you're relatively like kind of newish trader. Like when we first spoke,
Yeah.
which for the viewer's sake, I spoke to Jacob years ago when we first started Stockpilot. Um, and you were that you must have been that was probably your first year when we first spoke, right?
Yeah, that was my first year. I would say I was doing options trading seriously. Like I said, I had been trading stocks and kind of doing longer term, swing trades with shares and stuff like that prior. Also went to school for finance, so I kind of had a little bit more of a background of, finance, stock market, stuff like that. But as for options trading, I didn't really actually dive in and start doing it till that spring, when COVID hit back in 2020. So, in the grand scheme of things, definitely still pretty relatively new, but over the past 3 years, I would definitely say I tuned up my skills quite nicely. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if they brought you on as an analyst, like you were a member
yeah,
and became an analyst, that's pretty impressive, man. That's a short period of time too.
yeah, I remember it was funny. I remember back, I think it was November of 2020, if I remember correctly, when they first released the vaccine was coming out, right? And so before, when I was a member for them, we had this thing called Advanced Trade Floor, where like the members and stuff would post their ideas. And post charts and stuff like that. And so I always kind of posted my trade ideas in there, and they kind of caught fire. But I remember there was this one trade. I think it was for Wynn Resorts. So, the Vegas resort out there, Wynn, Las Vegas, the ticker Wynn. And I remember I bought calls for it, and like I paid like $100 a contract. And the next day, that night, the vaccine news came out. And so like they jumped to like at open like $3,500 a contract. And a bunch of people ended up taking that play with me. So that was kind of when they started to notice my plays and stuff. Given I kind of got lucky, but that was a good time. It was a good memory.
So for your trading, obviously most people probably start with like, just regular equity and penny
Yep.
stocks and stuff like that. Did you start there and then get into options? Because obviously only
Yeah.
options trades, it kind of name is
Yeah.
self-explanatory, but
Yeah. So I started with penny stocks. I found that, penny stocks, just from the volatility and stuff, they weren't really my suit. I didn't like trading them. Just because I felt like once again, you needed a decent size amount of capital for penny stocks and then shares to actually make a decent amount of money on them compared to options. You can kind of get in at a cheaper rate and see that exponential growth in it. And so that's where I kind of started getting into the options, saw some people post gains and kind of got hooked on that. And then started learning more about it, learned more about the Greeks, how they moved, how they worked in relating to the share prices and stuff like that. And then just became addicted. And that's really all I trade now, besides, my long-term stuff, which is shares and stuff like that too.
Cool, cool. And this isn't a question, but just
Yeah.
something I thought of. But you said you went to school for finance. Did you ever think you'd get into trading, or did, like, when you were going to school, did you think like, oh, I'm just going to work at a firm, have a desk job somewhere?
Yep.
Did you ever think about trading?
No, actually not back in school. So it was interesting because my roommate at the time kind of was the one who first started to, mention trading, and he was doing that stuff. And then I think that was what, my freshman year of college, and that's probably where I started, really looking at the markets and stuff like that. But all throughout school, it was desk job, work at a firm, work at a bank, do whatever finance. And then I remember we took this. It was some investment class and stuff, and so they actually gave you, the whole class was based on having a stock portfolio and essentially growing it towards the end of the semester. And so, how you were graded, you got to make trades and stuff like that. I forget the name of the website, but that's really kind of what hooked me, because we got like $1 million portfolio, whatever. We could trade whatever we wanted in it, and you could see, the kids that would, go to the top and increase their portfolio, the kids that would lose it all. So it was really interesting. And then each week we take a look at what were the best trades, what were the worst ones, really analyze that. So that was the kind of class that got my interest and really piqued it.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Um, okay, so what do you think about index funds versus more active trading style in this current economic environment?
Yeah, so I would definitely say, index funds are the safer bet to go. If you zoom out and look at the market, overall, you look at the monthly charts, you look at the yearly charts, the market always goes up and stuff like that. And so a lot of times, I see traders when they take, losses is, they panic sell on dips and stuff like that. Obviously, with options, it's a little bit more different because you have that decay working against you compared to shares where you can theoretically just hold them forever if you want to. I would say right now in the current market conditions, as we saw today with the whole banking stuff with Silicon Valley Bank kind of taking the tanking the market and stuff like that, I would definitely say the safe way to go is with long-term, index fund investing, buying shares, stuff like that. And so that's really where the majority of my portfolio is today. And then I also keep a small amount, for day trading and stuff like that, and kind of the gain. What I do is the gains that I make in that day trading account, I put into, index funds and long-term shares.
Okay, that kind of answers another question that I had that I was going to move
Yeah.
on to next. But have you moved away from equities and options?
Yeah, yeah. So right now that's the other beauty of being a day trader, right? Especially with options, you can make money, when if the market goes up and down, you buy calls, puts, there's tons of different strategies you can do with options to make money no matter which way the market goes. If the market's stagnant, you can play iron condors and make money, on that, selling premium. So tons of different ways you can make money. I think right now it's actually, I would say, if you know what you're doing, it actually can be a lot better with all this volatility, because it presents, a lot of opportunities to make money, especially with those options. Um, but for a trader, someone new that's getting into the market can definitely be intimidating. And I would once again kind of recommend staying away from the day trading, options, same day options, stuff like that, as you can lose a lot of money pretty quickly too.
Interesting. And then another question, kind of similar to what we
Yeah.
were just talking about, but you started trading around pandemic.
Yep.
Obviously, things are crazy. Now we're sort of in a bear market. Have you
Yep.
changed your trading strategy since from when you started to today?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I basically, when I first started, I relied a lot on swing trading and stuff. So I would buy, contracts, especially, 1 to 3 months out in expiration. Back then during kind of the COVID pump, if you will, you could kind of throw a dart across the board and buy calls and make money. So it was very easy for traders to. But right now, I've leaned way less on swing trading just because, the overnight fluctuations in the market. You see a lot of reversals. You see a lot of, some of the technical analysis not playing out due to news events, stuff like that. And so I've really scaled down my position sizes, stopped doing swing trades as much as possible, and kind of just, really scaling down my trading and focusing more on day trading, scalping, taking profits when I have them, uh, tough stop or hard stop losses and stuff like that. So minimizing risk while trying to maximize profit and staying away from the overnight swings.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, I guess being an analyst in a
Hmm.
in a large community, because you guys got a lot of members up in there. You guys are
Yep.
very popular on the internet.
Yeah.
Um, how have you helped your community stay afloat during these times? Because obviously, there's people going
Yeah.
back to work. The market's pretty crazy. Like it's difficult.
Yeah.
How do you help like kind of the beginners in your
Yeah,
community?
definitely. Yes, we offer and only options. We offer, learning experiences for every, kind of level of trader, whether you're advanced, whether you're a newbie, somewhere in between. So right now we kind of implemented live trading. So each morning we'll hop on the voice channels in the Discord, share our screen, share our live trades and stuff, and kind of walk people through. One of the things that the only options staff have really tried to focus on is education first. So a lot of the Discords, you'll just see people throwing out alerts, no explanation behind them, whether they make profit or not, and that's all you're kind of, you're getting. With only options, we offer lectures. I think it's like 6 or 7 nights a week. So lectures on different market topics, different trading styles, how to get, trading basics, stuff like that. So, education first is really what we preach over at Only Options. That way we can kind of, eventually let go of the hand holding with our new members and they can start taking trades for themselves.
Nice. Is it a pretty big staff there? How many analysts?
I think so. Analyst wise, I think there's probably 4 or 5 analysts, and then we have some kind of support members and stuff, and then members or and then staff that do the lectures as well. And so all in all, I think it's around 15, 13 to 15. So it's a decent sized staff. We have support members that help, people with questions that are solely dedicated to certain channels, stuff like that. So we have a long list of resources, for people that want to join and kind of learn how to trade. And once again, no questions stupid in there. We have levels or traders of all types of, levels and stuff. So
Cool, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely one of those newbie Discord members that I would ask a
Yeah.
stupid question. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, me
let's
too.
repeat it.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I said, you see these questions and stuff, and you're like, "Hey, man, we all started somewhere. No one just snapped their fingers and became a successful day trader." So it's a tough profession, but you got to look at it from the stance of, you look at all these other jobs out, normal jobs if you want to call them. You have to go to school for them, and then there's training and stuff to get to the top. So people think that you can just start trading and instantly you're going to be good, but it takes a lot of hard work and dedication.
Yeah, or even just blindly follow an alert and make money.
Exactly.
It's you got to
Yeah.
kind of know what you're doing there.
Yeah, you
Um,
can only do that for so long.
yeah, yeah, I tried it.
Yeah.
Um, so with a lot of people going back to work and with you
Hmm.
guys being sort of like the top dog of Discord servers, how have you been able to kind of keep your members
Yeah.
while a majority of the people are going back to their 9 to 5s? You know?
Yeah, I think just the community we built. So a lot of Discords. I was in a couple before that. Once again, they didn't preach the whole education stuff. And like I said, just the community that we built. We have a lot of members that have been there for longer than I have, even so 3, 4 plus years. I think it's just kind of a good place for once again, learning, growing as a trader. Once again, we offer trade alerts for day traders, scalpers. We have crypto people in there. We have, penny stock people, long share swings, longer swing trades. So there's something really for everyone. So for that person that has to go back to work, we have channels dedicated for, longer option swings. So they can essentially, read the alert, do their due diligence on it, buy it, and the contract won't expire for 5, 6 months. So they don't have to worry about those intraday fluctuations compared to someone that is scalping levels, stuff like that. So um, just really all types of trades for all different types of people. Whether you can sit in front of a computer all day or you gotta buy, set a stop loss, and then kind of walk away. So I think that's how we've been able to retain a lot of members in the market and actually grow the Discord, while some other Discords have kind of seen members going away.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was a big thing, especially at with Stockpilot.
Hmm.
We've taken a lot of meetings with Discord owners, and pandemic. It was almost like the test for Discord servers. Can your channel, your room, stay afloat or stay through the pandemic? And a lot
Yeah.
of these groups, they just vanished. They popped up
Yeah.
during the pandemic because everybody's making money, and then when times got tough, they just
Hmm.
dropped back down. But only option trades, one of the few that stayed alive during all of that. And obviously, you guys were probably around before that, so that's a thing as well. But
Yeah, like I said, I think it all stems kind of from the approach that we took with the education stuff first, because like you said, you saw the rise of all these discords. Everyone was making money during that cool COVID pump where you could basically throw a dart and, buy calls, buy shares and go long and make money. And then when the market started to crash, now we're in this bear market. I think once again, educating our members and showing that they can make money on the downside, how to hedge their long positions, stuff like that, has really kind of prevailed in the sense because you can still make money on the downside, and so that's providing that education to people have really helped us keep those members.
cool, cool. Anything new that you want to share with everybody, whether it's trading, different program you're working on, anything?
So as long for trading, like I said, we opened up the voice channels, and so we have live trading every morning, which has proved very beneficial, especially in these volatile markets. We call out our trades live in there. You can see our screens, what we're taking, stuff like that. So that would be a new feature. There are some new stuff coming to only options. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it though, to be honest with you. So, I know they're working on, providing more education, stuff like that, for more members. So a lot of new things coming. I know we're always running sales as well. So if, any new members are looking to join, feel free to hop in there. I know you can buy it on a monthly basis. You can cancel anytime and get your money back. So, a lot of new things coming. But not sure if I'm allowed to say a couple of them. So maybe we'll have to schedule a podcast down the road and,
Yeah,
and
when they
disclose some of
drop,
those.
we'll do another one.
Exactly.
But hey, man, it builds the hype.
Yep.
It's the
Exactly.
can't see it yet.
Yep.
That's cool. So, for the viewers, can they reach out to you? Can they talk to you?
Yeah. Yeah. So my DMs are always open. Also on Instagram, they can follow me. Twitter as well. They can always DM. We have people running the social media accounts on Only Options on Instagram and on Twitter. So they can always reach out there. Comment on posts. We're always responding. Once they join the Discord as well, we're very responsive. So I get to all my DMs at the end of the day. We always help members. So whenever they reach out to us, so yeah, they can always reach out and say what's up or, ask questions, ask for help.
Cool, cool. And that handle for, I'm assuming Twitter is the same as IG, but it's only option trades, right?
Yep, it's only options trade. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We have TikTok as well, so we post market recaps, post little videos on there, only options trades as well. So you can follow us on all those social medias.
Cool, cool. And then your personal one, I
Yeah, personal one if they want to follow me. It's Zabes Trades. So let me just pull it up real quick. It's ZABES_trades. So Zabes is my nickname that people have been calling me since I was little. From my last name, it stems, and then added trades on there. So
cool, cool.
yeah.
Well, Zabes, this was fun. This is a good episode.
Yeah, man, appreciate you having me on here. Like I said, we'll have to do another one down the road a little bit as well. Really appreciate you taking the time today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, of course, of course. This was fun. And to be honest, too, this is the third episode, so
Cool.
we'll keep doing these podcast episodes. We'll have you back in the future if you want to do
Awesome.
it. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you having me on.
Of course, man. Have a good weekend.
You too.